Alright, welcome back to Xenogears. For the record, Shira, no flashing lights nor particular characters for you, so you can relax.
Alright,
So
Last
maybe
time on Xenogears.
First of all, the grinding. I already grinded enough for the characters, so I know what you're thinking. Citan is supposed to be basically your medic, so of course specialize in healing. So I know what you're thinking. Maybe respecting the canon, the technical tropes for RPGs is very fragile, and it compensates by having a lot of magical powers. No, Citan is fucking busted all over the place. Super high speed, high attack value, very decent defense, and a lot of good magical stats.
He's the healer?
This guy is unbelievably broken.
Wait, I'm sorry. Citan has all those stats and he's the healer?
Not just healer, Jova, he also gives you the buffs. Like, this guy is made specifically to be your support, but at the same time, he hits like a fucking truck if he wants.
Maybe he was made as feedback for sometimes when people had to complain about just having sucky characters all around and having to grind them good.
Potentially.
Yeah, I should remember this, yeah. Basically, there's no reason not to have him on the party.
And much like characters like Vivi for Final Fantasy IX, the story will make sure that Citan accompanies you for a very long time before you can actually select which member of the party to have. So you get accustomed enough to him, so to the point where you kind of don't want to leave him because he's really your best option. Anyway, here we go. Well, exotic Towel does it. This is Dazil. I'm gonna call it that.
Dazil.
I don't know.
Yes, that is right. The desert town of Dazil.
Also, it's a good point to mention. As you can see, despite everything, a lot of time they stress the console performance of training. This town's lively.
This is the center for all excavations in Aveh.
Basically.
All over Ignis to try and find the resources buried in the
So,
ruins
to
around
you,
here.
a bit of a question. Is this one of those games where dialogue may get affected by which party members you pick?
Only for the late game and only minimally, Jova.
Oh, okay then.
Anyway,
Most RPGs don't do that anyway.
repair Veltal.
Yes, we must exchange the broken parts to fix Veltal. Otherwise, we will not be able to function at all. No, it will not be able to function. There is an Ethos workshop in the southern part of this town. Let us go there, Faye.
Yeah, okay, Doc. Let's check this place out then. If you remember, the Ethos are the organization that specialized in handling the technology.
Hey, I
No,
haven't
but-
seen you
yeah, go ahead.
around here before.
Aren't you a bit too short?
Don't think that if you cause trouble, you'll get away with it.
Okay, man.
Aveh army guards. Remember that.
I don't have many Star Wars code for this. Yeah, let's go with that. Go ahead, Williams, you can be this guy.
This is the Aveh guard station. This town is important because it's the base for excavating the whatever. The elite of our army are stationed here. Now go
Alright, let's
ahead.
check it
I
out.
said the elite of our army.
Don't care.
Go ahead. Sorry.
If you have no business here, please leave.
Yeah, again, just checking some NPC dialogue. But yeah, for the time being, again, Faye will be accompanied by Citan, which again will sustain me. Don't get me wrong, Faye is perfectly capable of, defending himself as I demonstrated, especially since I got new dev blows in the meantime. But again, Citan...
Gears have no chance against military excavating. Even if we had a military gear, we wouldn't be able to operate it.
Citan is just on a different level.
Maybe the idea is supposed to be that Faye grows with experience, but Citan is already just that experience because he's
You're
like
onto
an old
something.
military man.
All done.
A sand bug is a special type of vehicle designed for terrain. Its tires will not get stuck in the sand somehow. It really need them for desert trips.
Sorry, but all our buggies are lent out now. Do you want to wait for one?
Sure.
Some of these guys hunting for pots should be back soon.
I see. Well then, we will come again later.
That's your hint. You are really supposed to come out to trigger different events and come back here later.
You were saying
Basically.
to
Again, you're onto something, Jova, regarding Citan, but again, it's all to be talking about later. Also, this is basically your first.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is your first introduction also to shops. Again, which give for some reason your celebrity equipment for Elly, even though she's not gonna shop for a very long time.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. But it's kind of like, it reminds me of Tales of Destiria, where they keep selling you equipment for one character, despite the fact that this character abandons you very early on and never shows up again as playable.
I guess it's
But,
supposed to be foreshadowing that they'll be back.
But anyway, the point here is that anyway, what do gears have to do with the ethos?
Only the ethos has the technology to maintain.
Sorry, turn back. And the technology, blah, blah, blah. The EFOS decides which gear gets wait. The gears decide which that.
Generators, yes.
I'm guessing
so
the font
it's
is throwing you for a loop, Pedro.
No, Richard was writing very quickly to the point where he couldn't check for grammar errors. Okay.
Yeah, I guess this
The
was
battle
the
with
fault.
Kislev the other day in the desert ended in a complete victory for us. We needed the army because they get us generators from the gears found in the ruins. I'll never give this town or our ruins to Kislev. Let them
Again,
burn.
Again, each gear is unique. This is why the whole generator thing, you know, and that's why each gear is unique. All right, I think the next character that's gonna show up is gonna be me. But with Zinjova, you can be the drunkards we're talking right now. It's
Sneaking in the
automated anyway.
night.
It sure is a noisy place.
Yeah. Well, we did it.
Yeah, we did
Who'd
it.
have thought it? Sneaking in the night, follow after
Yeah,
the
but
army
even
excavation
so.
and steal the
I
treasure.
see no difference between us.
Shut up!
Shut up.
That sheen.
Oh my god.
Why are you all yapping when Big Joe is here trying to drink in peace?
That chin.
Can't you all shut up?
Is he Batman?
No.
No,
But he
Mike.
has. But
More like he's M. Bison because he
Oh,
literally
no.
has.
Devil big smoke. You don't mess with me.
Yeah, you sure talk big.
No, Ditch, he's M. Bison because he literally has a butt chin, as Maya
Can you
described
dig
it.
for treasures as good as you talk?
What's that
did
you
you
say?
You're so tough. Always looking for drunkling around. Why don't you do something more productive for once?
If you ask me, you're a big person.
Hey, stop it. This guy's trouble. He's looking wild.
Ah, shut up! Just shut your trap!
That's right. Run home to mama, little boys.
So, antagonist, we need to beat up. Got it. Damn you! You'll keep.
Oh, don't worry, Java. Big Joe is special. Oh, cowardly little punks.
Let me guess, he's the guy we need to beat up and show the error of his ways.
This man sure likes to make his presence felt.
Again, Java, in due time.
Much.
You drinking too? Booze is my life companion, especially in a sucky war like aiming to that, brother.
Jesus.
Everyone's searching for dog and dynamite. Oh, how unromantic.
does he have a star on his chin?
Yes,
his
I
chin?
think it's
So
a
he's
star.
the clown from Hunter x Hunter.
Either a star or a bird. I forgot the specific symbol. Like there is an artwork actually in high definition. I can check.
Dang it, what's the name of that clown from Hunter x Hunter?
Hisoka, I think.
But yeah, Richard was all like, "Oh crap! I left the grammatical error and no time."
Then there's no time to waste.
No, literally, there's no time to waste because all my staff quit in mass, so I literally have no time to waste.
Anyway,
No
the
time
point.
to post.
The point is that you have to check first the ethos shop, the workshop of ethos, to see if you can repair Veltal there.
Looks like something straight out of Mega Man Legends.
Oh, I know this one. I know this one. What a piece of junk! Butters. How do you, he died. How do you feel about it now?
Wow, so this is the ethos workshop, eh, Doc? Pedro?
Sorry, the EFS workshop are the only places that officially repair gears. Let us see if we can get the parts we need to fix Veltal here. As they say, time is money, So we should do whatever we can do as soon as we are able to. Is that Richard putting his own thoughts into Citan's dialogue?
Basically. Go ahead, Dad, you can be this more guy Chinny's talking to.
Sorry to bother you. Our gear is broken down, so I would like you to buy some parts to fix it.
Tough luck, huh? Can you tell me what makes God, I'm
The
tired.
parts.
Yes, we are hoping to replace an X29 model injection bypass circuit.
Techno level.
X2 model injection circuit?
Injection circuit?
That's only used on one of the latest military models. We don't keep those kind of blah blah blah. You can only get such special parts by placing in an order at the AFO.
Great bureaucracy.
This workshop is only for repair of civilian gears.
I see. Sorry to have bothered you.
Sorry that we can't help you.
Well, at least he was
Get out.
nice. Please don't touch it. It's being repaired.
I'm trying to move. Alright, let's check outside what we can do. Again, there you go. Doc, do you have a moment? I need to talk to you.
Well, sure, it's not like we're doing anything else. Go ahead, Faye.
Yeah, on the bridge is more,
And then teleported. Okay. So, Faye, how exactly did we teleport here, and what did you want to talk to me about?
Well, Doc, it's about Veltal. We can't find the parts we need. So, is it alright if we just don't fix it?
Just leave it around for somebody else to find.
Do not repair it? What is the problem, Faye? What do you think is the...
Well, we've been able to come as far as Dazil on our own.
I
So,
can-
doesn't that show that we don't need Veltal as much as we thought?
Faye, I can possibly understand why wouldn't you want to...
Actually,
Made you kill your entire city.
I've been thinking that once things cool down, I want to try to go back in LAN. That's all I feel I can do now. Remember, Jova is trying to...
See.
Yeah.
If that is what you want, Faye, then fine. But I think we should try and move Veltal as far away from there as possible.
That is also true, at the very least. Move it away, but why do we need to do that, Doc?
You know, so it doesn't fall in the
Okay.
wrong hands.
Is my only speculation, but maybe we should get Sabin to help us and pick it up and throw it. I suspect the incident that evening occurred because the Gabler Special
Yeah.
Force stole a Kislev military gear.
Special Force? You mean Elly's group?
Exactly. When I examined the broken gear in the village, I realized the Gebler pilot was riding a Kislev gear. Maybe it's Gebler?
Gabler. It's German.
It must... Oh, okay. It must have had some new technology involved in it for the Kislev army. Okay.
New technology?
Yes, injection circuits. Whatever that means. I suspect that the Gebler force was out to steal a new experimental gear. A new weapon to surpass Metal Gear. I am sure news of the Special Forces' failure has reached the capital. They will be investigating the Lahan area to reclaim whatever parts of the new gear that they can find.
Hold on, Doc. Won't the keep the army still be in LAN too?
Most probably, yes. In that case, there will be a conflict between Aveh's inspection team and Kislev's pursuit troops. If they find where we have in Veltal...
Game over.
Yeah.
The armies will fight over who gets Veltal, and right near LAN too. Oh shit, here we go again.
So, to avoid any problems, we should move Veltal somewhere else right away.
I like how the
Again, let's
music
say
sounds
what's
like
up.
some kids
But-
are calling to each other in it.
We can't fix it in order. It's okay, I'll mention later, Jova. Go ahead.
Right, but staying here will solve nothing.
That is true.
Fortunately, this is the center of all excavation work in this country.
So
There is
we
bound to
have-
be some information on where we can find parts. Anyway, the fear is often worse than the danger itself. I'm not entirely sure about that, Doc.
Anyway,
The
you
point
wanted
is
to
that
say
you need to talk about the buggy.
Depends.
It's also the thing, Jova. This theme, of course, is Mitsura trying to have, more exotic, very similar to what Hollywood would think for the Middle East for Hollywood movies. But in this kind of quark that is kind of what you just described, that the kids are yelling at each other to recreate the fact that they are a bit more chaotic. The kids talking with each other in the streets and everything. It does remind me a bit of the score of a more recent Dune movie, because Hans Zimmer kind of does something similar to that to recreate the vibe of the tribes of Akaris. So
Interesting.
again, I do really recommend it. It's pretty good.
Arrakis and that.
Arrakis, thank you, Dibs. Sorry. Anyway, the point is that again, you need to get back to the buggy direction and just fucking around a bit to talk with the NPC because again, despite not reaching the entire vision that Takahashi wanted, there's still plenty of stuff to see, particularly in these early bits in the game. Cities with full, with a lot of characters to talk with and everything, each with their own cycles, and again, also the amount of sprite work. I get the idea that the game using this kind of sprites rather than 3D models helped, compared to stuff like Final Fantasy.
This is a sand buggy. That is it, Faye. I have thought of a good way to get the parts we need for Veltal.
We'll
Hooray.
take it. We'll strip it for parts.
Let us go back to the rental shop and rent out this buggy.
What do you intend on doing, Doc?
What do you think, Faye?
Well, rent a buggy? Wasn't that the plan? I mean, it's me. Just wait and see.
What do you plan on doing? Renting out the buggy? I just told you that.
The sand buggy you were waiting for is back. Do
Cool.
you want to rent it?
No, I want to eat it. I guess I want to fucking rent it.
Yes, that is right. Do you have any we can rent right now?
Yes, the one I just told that came back.
Of course, the keys are in the ignition. Wow, you must run on a very good honor system if you leave the keys in the ignition in a sand town in a JRPG. Because
To be fair, Jova, going to desert. Doc, are you going to excavate some ruins or something?
Tail?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are parallel to Final Fantasy VIII. We're in the desert area and we just find a vehicle that happens to be unguarded with the keys in the ignition.
To be fair, Jova, sorry, in fair to an extent, for this case, the fact that the entire surrounding area is basically the desert means that anyone who wants to steal the vehicle will have to need a good idea where to go, and otherwise he will just be left without any fuel in the middle of a desert.
Although that is the thing, though. It's like, well, sand towns are normally where thieves like to convene, so they must have a very good code if nobody's taking advantage.
Anyway, the point is that Citan will use this, the doc will use this time to get, potentially the new parts, trying to check from the excavating part, while he suggests Faye to go at the bar, but to be fair, we already went there, so instead,
pirates!
Yeah, the buggy guy tells us that it's best probably for us to check punishing part of the desert, especially because apparently pirates are roaming the area. Hopefully we don't run into them.
Never trust a bad guy, Faye.
Alright, let's see if Big Joe wants to tell me something more.
Oh, hello there, someone new.
Where's your friend? There's a war on the desert and he just goes wandering off there. If your friends are important to you, then don't let them get away. Especially if it's a lady friend.
I killed my lady friend.
But yes, also Dej, in the meantime, yes, I found the image that I was looking for and I can confirm you, yes, that is supposed to be a star.
Oh, nice.
That's also the thing, I might as well talk about it. You may have noticed, it will become more apparent later, the .png files that are used for the character portraits sometimes are cropped really poorly in this game. I love the idea of giving the character portrait having just the name. Like, again, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 unfortunately suffer for that as a result. But in this one is different on that result, but sometimes the PNGs are cropped poorly. As such, there is actually one of the mods that I did check for the PC emulated version that actually does fix this kind of cropping in a better format. So that is pretty cool. It's especially noticeable in Citan's portrait because later on, as we see him in an actual FMV anime. The little extra lens that he has on his glasses is supposed to be on his left side and not the right side, or basically it's on the opposite side that is in the character portrait because that is mirrored.
The one you posted, Tio, is giving very much giving Ace Attorney character design vibes.
Kinda. Oh, look at that, bouncing gears. For the record, you can actually get to this area, but the event will not trigger unless you have, talked. What are they? Are they other gears? Go on,
That's
Wibbs.
what I like what Deji posted. He looks a lot like Hisoka
It's-
from Hunter x Hunter.
That's him, Dej. That's him, Wibbs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, the point is that just go straight up until you reach the event, because otherwise it's all Wibbs' delight, the desert.
Oh, great! This game is throwing all my this game is throwing all my favorites at me.
How far is
Stating
dog gone? Now Los Alamos Gears 2.
Oh boy, I know where this is going. Ta-da-da. Hey, this-
Anyway, as I was saying, this game is throwing all my favorites at me. Stating the obvious, characters that moan a lot, and now the desert.
Hold on, something's happening. What the?
Oh God! Don't tell me.
No, it's well, it's I don't know what you're thinking, Jova, but it's something peculiar.
Oh my god, it is June.
It's a giant flying station surrounded by an energy shield.
And then aliens show up.
That can't be good.
Aliens? Come on.
What
Jason.
the heck is that thing? Next screen.
Ta-da-da. Too late. Fake. Oh.
Again, you're still supposed to follow these guys. Different unit? Are we going toward the direction the saucer went?
There we see. It is a flying saucer.
Better follow them so as not to lose sight of them.
You were saying something earlier, Pedro?
Too late. Faye collapses and dies of extreme thirst in the hot desert sand.
Please.
If only you could have found an oasis. Dying for a drink, Faye?
I don't have time for you. But yeah, most of the encounters here will be with these, the locals.
Oh,
which
they're
the Sandmen.
Sandmen. Ha! Yes, Square in their
Again,
typical bout
again,
do
Star,
love their
Wars,
Star
all
Wars.
those Star Wars influence.
Yeah, I was
Again,
about to say, like, aren't these the guys?
these, like I said, it's such Regiment. Sorry, the game wears its up his sleeves the reference to sci-fi media of pretty much of all kind. So even taking something from the more obvious one makes sense. But again, I need to stress it out, most of the influence will also come from 2001: A Space Odyssey, which, if you have seen the movie, you're probably thinking, how the hell do you take inspiration for an RPG? Like, they found...
over the decades after.
That is true, but again,
ways.
the way this game does it is still relatively clever, but you'll be able to see it in around 50 parts. Oh man.
The hot desert sand are starting to take their toll on Faye. He must drink, and soon.
Okay, this is not near, I cannot find the narrator, so let me just move sweetly on. Does these stabbers ever end? It'll get dark soon, so I better hurry up and...
It'll be dark soon.
It will be dark soon. There is no way out of here. It will be dark soon.
Oh, look at that! Biker gangs in your neighborhood!
Even
there's
better,
something you don't
sprites
see
of
every day.
biker gangs.
What's going on here? Gears, a flying saucer, and now these guys.
So in the span,
I hope Doc's alright.
So in the span of like 10 minutes, we
Oh
found.
yeah! Alright,
Sorry.
watch his face does something for badass for no reason. Sorry about that. Just let me borrow this for a while. Hope you don't die in the desert.
I'll try and find you somewhere in this giant desert, sir.
See, haven't you watched Jackie Chan Adventures here? Like, I'll bring
Also, apparently I know how to ride a motorcycle.
Hey, wait!
Good luck. Well, good luck surviving the desert.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. You've got one of those suits from Doom that can filter your sweat and make it water.
What?
It's an actual plot point. No, honestly, it's less silly as it sounds, Dej.
No, I was like, wait, that's actually a thing? That's
Yeah.
that's interesting.
It's a suit designed to recycle your little liquid waste into actual drinkable water. Anyway,
Ah. And he died.
Mom, I told you I want the Cheerios. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that bit there looked like Andy.
Nothing to see here, folks.
You know, Tio, that bit just then where he got blown away looked like the anti-piracy thing that's in this
I
game.
was tempted to put the Skyrim meme, but, refrained. Hey, you're awake now. What's with you guys? Aren't you overreacting a little for just stealing a motorcycle?
And leaving a guy for
500 million.
and leaving a guy for dead and all that, but whatever. Who's counting?
Dude, aren't you overreacting? I just committed a crime.
Hey, Vital!
It's Veltal, powered by Citan.
Faye, I was looking everywhere for you.
Why didn't you tell me it was you?
Doc, you're alright?
You probably should have told me you were gonna take a walk in the desert. Yes, of course.
Exclamation mark.
Looks like we do not have time to chat.
Oh, man.
Oh shit.
Come on, Faye, hurry.
Hurry and do what?
Get in the robot!
I cannot use Veltal very well. Only you can use its full potential. Hurry up and get on board.
Get in their way.
Alright.
Come on, Faye, just
I can't.
Get in the
I can't
fucking
remember-
robot, Faye.
Yeah, get in the fucking robot thing. Yeah, exactly.
Alright, time. Next fight against the two Xenogears.
Forgot the exact name. But
It's from Eva Bridged, from Giguk.
Faye's gear works like Musashi. Only Faye can do it properly.
yeah, for some reason I thought that was from the actual show.
No. Okay, this fight is fairly easy enough. Again, some of the fights early on in this game are actually, very sustainable for what you're supposed to do. It's only later where the game actually pulls away the kiddie gloves and tries to expect, you have to have paid attention in order to recombine what you've learned into actual fight.
So aside from
because-
obvious change in size and whatnot, are there any really big changes that the mech gameplay brings?
Yes. Again, mostly just how the combo system works, the fact that you can boost, the fact that you consume fuel, and the way your special attacks works. It's similar to the on foot ground stuff, but it has its own flavor at the very least.
So does the
I don't
fuel
know how, but I beat them.
So does the fuel restore with each match?
Hold on, this is me. This is still me. Ho 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 ho! What the? We wanted to talk about Star Wars. Oh, so that's a cool imagery. This is cool as fuck. Meet our Darth Vader of the game.
Oh man, I didn't know Darth Vader.
Your hot-blooded desire for battle has not been tamed, I see.
Let me see. He's gonna end up getting betrayed by the actual main big bad, isn't he?
Oh, again,
He looks
Joba.
like he's making a Pogger's face.
Oh god, he does. Let's hear what he sounds like.
Right.
Faye, your face became transparent.
You killed her.
Huh?
Her?
What, is she funny or something?
No. It wasn't. Not me.
You killed your mother.
You killed Mae Whitman.
You killed Santa Claus.
Yeah, how dare you?
Well, our protagonist is just a douche, isn't he?
You're the one from Lahan. Remember, Jova is the one that halted the attack.
Yeah. Anyway, Shuri, no. It was Darth Vader over there who killed
love
her
what she
this time,
says. Here
not
we
our
go again.
protagonist.
Here we go again.
My name is Graf, the Seeker of Power.
You must have so many
You
names,
certainly
okay?
showed how much power you had back there in Lahan, didn't you, Faye?
I see what you did there, Darth Graf.
How much power I had? What are you talking about? A greater power is what I need to fulfill my mission. I send those gears into that land as a catalyst to awaken the power in you, to make contact with you. As a catalyst? You mean you caused that intentionally?
Dun dun dun. So
That's right. The death of your loved ones.
So,
And you powerless against it happening. The grief, the screams from your heart born out of a tragedy.
well, congrats, Faye. Now you
There,
no longer have to
That
live
was
with
the
it.
catalyst for triggering your power.
So what you're saying is that, Faye, you're not really at fault for killing
You mean attack
everyone.
my village just to get me in that gear? Why? Why did the villagers have to die?
No witnesses.
Who cares why? It doesn't matter how many of them died. They were wretched vermin, only living from day to day without ever fulfilling their prescribed destiny.
They were going to have a wedding! That's a
And then
pretty
you
darn big
forgotten?
destiny.
You were the one who destroyed the village. I did not lift a finger.
Even though... Wait.
I was just trying to save the village and its people.
Wait, I gotta say this. Even though I was the one who worked it so that you would have no
Oh.
choice but to do it, it's all your fault still.
Is that really so? Surely you heard it. It is the very essence of you. The voice of desire from within you that creates destruction.
You know this.
Shut up!
You know this.
Even if that were true, aren't you still the one who caused it? If you hadn't come, the village would have suffered the way it did.
I did it. No, you did it. No, you did it. No, you did
Ah,
it.
so now you resort to blame.
Hey, you were literally the one who's...
You would say. That's good. Your basic nature remains unchanged.
You were literally the one who just revealed that you planned this all out.
You said you need my power. What were you intending to do with it?
Use it.
You know very well it is to destroy Mother God.
What?
You must be ever so fun.
Destroy God?
Well, it would be much.
Yes, we will destroy God. That is our purpose. That is our destiny. Don't be ridiculous. I won't get involved in such a thing. What the?
There you go. And now
You want to destroy your God or whatever it is you're on about? Do it by yourself. You resemble your father.
Which I am totally not.
My father? You mean my dad? You know my father?
Yes, that's what he means, you
Because
moron.
I
Yes.
am
Was,
your
A
father.
most delightful scream.
Well, what else
I
does he
wasn't
mean?
told by it.
He means his uncle.
Nothing is more beautiful than a scream of death.
God, this is so stupid.
What did you do with my father? What happened between you two? Do you really wish to know? There is no use in you knowing now. What? Your power is still beneath what needed for my purpose.
So basically,
Anything
level up.
unusable must be tried until it becomes suitable. As such, here's your boss fight. What? Yeah, we were also talking about Dune. Here's a giant sandworm.
Okay.
I guess
What
draft
in the
this.
hell is that?
I
What
have
will you do, Faye? If you die here, then so be it.
But what about his power?
You may indeed gain some happiness from not knowing, but surely that is not what you truly want.
What you wanted his
If
power?
you want to know the truth, and this is what you want, isn't it, Faye? Then this is what to do.
He seems to be
You
implying,
must show me
Glibs, that he
you
has
have
a
attained the
backup.
level of strength I require. Yes, Jova, that is correct. He does have a backup in case. To do that, you must destroy others by using your own strength.
So it's a JRPG, got it.
Then you will gain all that was lost in exchange for that scream of death.
Wow, you must
Bye.
be very, very, very fun at parties, pal.
Wait! We're not finished talking yet!
Yes, you are.
He has
Ah,
to
for
go
fuck's
now. His
sake.
planet needs him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I gotta say that argument between Graf and Faye has had about as much depth as an argument between two young boys discussing which one is the better Ninja Turtle. So
Okay,
okay.
Pedro, we already know what the answer to that is. Leonardo.
But it was Casey. Anyway, but
Casey's not up.
Anyway, yes, Theo.
that's the joke. But to be fair, Graf still has a point, again, probably just the way translation it was worded. But the point here is that, again, Graf wants base power at all costs, and he voluntarily triggered the events of LAN, which implicitly releases also Elly from responsibility, but, you know...
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, It's an interesting revelation, but do you feel like maybe it came a little early in the plot, given
No,
the whole
no,
thing
it's
with
also
Elly?
it's also
Okay.
important because it needs to foreshadow, because graph is gonna be an important thing basically until the very end of the game. So we need to establish things already.
Alright, and okay, I know we're only 4 parts in, but so far, while this story does have a few interesting ideas, it's told of the intelligence of a fucking 10-year-old. It was my fault. No, it was you. No, you. No, you.
I do wonder if maybe some of that does come down to the localization, but I will say
It's probable.
that being said, it could be a case like Final Fantasy VIII where not all the story was that great to begin with, and as Steel has mentioned,
Also,
while the story was ambitious, that doesn't mean that it was automatically great.
also, I gotta be honest, I didn't really particularly had problems with this.
Yeah,
Again.
honestly, me neither. I mean, okay,
My
look,
problem with,
It's
like I,
because-
like I said, my problem with the localization of this is mostly just, the terms as we translated.
Well,
I can
I'm
still
gonna help you too.
But hold
Sorry,
on,
sorry.
yes,
Go
it's
on.
still a little bit of dialogue. Don't worry, we can discuss it after the part's over.
Hey, are you all right?
No, I'm not fucking alright.
Well, I just thought I'd ask it still, just in case.
it's a common courtesy.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
sure.
Gear seems to be broken though. Again.
I am so glad that you are unharmed.
And mentally well.
The gear had only temporary repairs made on it. They were not made to survive an outright battle like that.
A lot.
Faye?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
come on.
We don't have time for this.
Oh no, the Aveh military! Not now!
Oh
Could
no.
this be how it ends?
Faye, I think we should remain calm.
Remain calm.
Well, he seems to be doing a good job remaining calm.
Well, what would entering into a panic solve exactly, Faye?
Faye is too busy thinking right now.
Murder.
And as such, again, our characters are for the time being taken captive by the other military. And that includes also Veltal being taken away.
Wait,
Great.
This could be how we get a repair. They might repair it and then we'll bust out eventually.
Potentially, who
Why
knows?
would they repair the
Or we
ship
have
from
to,
the enemy?
or we're being recruited to join the military.
Because we're about to get another anime sequence and the last one for a very long time. So like I said, enjoy them. Because Faye's
Alright.
about to have another
Well,
dream.
Well, in a bit, anyway. Oh.
Oh man, did I stumble into a DBZ episode? I'm sorry.
Honestly, it looks more like you stumbled into one of Max's nightmares from Goofy movie.
Huh.
Let us join together.
His nightmares and
As father and son.
Never thought we'd meet again like this. It must be fate. How ironic.
Could you speak up a bit, please, sir?
I'll
No.
never let you have him. Even if it kills me.
Also, less chat.
famous last words.
Also, less chat in the ring, please.
Yeah, that line delivery.
I didn't want the Cheerios, Mom. Oh.
How are you, Faye? Did you sleep well?
Well, sort of.
Sorry I messed up. I was careless. Not really, but whatever. That gear is a top secret experimental model from Kislev.
Again, Citan is basically true gentleman and everything.
It was only natural that Aveh would also be madly searching for it. Faye,
So
are you
that's what
hurt? You do not look so well.
You don't say.
Well, I suppose you could say I will hurt. Also, I love this particular theme.
That man in black spoke of your father's fate. Is that what is wrong?
There is that too, but it's that the other stuff he said. What happened at Lan was all planned to get me to ride in that gear, or so he claimed.
That's in that picture that looks like it's...
That's got me worried. But for the time being, we'll have to leave our heroes in this destination because at this point you're free to talk a bit more to Citan in a more unscripted way. So we'll do just that. So we'll do just that in the next part, and maybe, just maybe, meet a character that Jova may be interested to. See, actually, no, hold on. Before we end, Pedro, go ahead.
Now, allow me to explain. There's nothing inherently wrong with the plot points themselves, too. The problem is the way it's phrased. See, because the dialogue could have been way better. Again, like we already explained why the dialogue is so flawed.
Like I've said, this could have been also a problem in the original Japanese script as well.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. Because much like Final Fantasy VIII, there doesn't seem to be any demand from the community to make a translation. You'd think it would.
Okay. Here's a better question. Tio, the writer of this game, and by that I mean base writer.
Remember, Takashi and his wife.
So, would you say that they have a particular style that does shine through with this script?
Okay, I don't know what kind of style you're referring to, but I can assure you that, in terms of writing the plot, it will not be different in the way it's worded than as something that it was in Final Fantasy VII or any of the previous ones.
What I mean is the repetition, some of the stating the obvious points here and there. Is that
that's a common thing in Japanese games in general, Jova, like we mentioned. It only depends on how things are translated. Remember, the first Metal Gear Solid also does that with Snake repeating terms just to being a segue into the next phrases. It's all a matter in how you phrase it. For some cases, instead of, saying, again, the terms like Metal Gear, instead, a character would say, what do you mean?
True.
We also have to understand that it also has to do with the way Japanese people speak, because what sounds good for them will not necessarily sound good in English. Because while it is true that repetitions like that can be iffy in these localizations, for Japan it doesn't sound so bad because that's just how they speak. That's how they're used to speaking. That's how they do things, which is fine.
I will say this, that overall the story seems fine enough. Like, sure, we've joked about how the dialogue here and there is, but overall, I'm able to find the story just fine.
Oh, no, definitely. The story is fine. See, here's the thing. Let me just finish. See, here's the idea. The problem is the way it's phrased. Regardless of what its localization of the original writer, the point is, as we're reading it right now, there's a problem with that. The problem with that scene is not it's not the plot points themselves, it's the way it's written. Because the writing, like, for all the reasons that even Shiroi mentioned, like, my father, you mean my dad, that line just sounds dumb because it's redundancy incarnate.
If I had to hazard a guess for that phrase, Graf was referring to as the old man, and maybe Faye was referring to that. You mean my father?
Yeah.
Maybe that was what happening.
In the original Japanese version, probably there was a Oji-san, which means old man type of thing. And, oh, wait, old man, you mean my father? But Richard might have screwed that up here. But even then, it's not just that one line. It's also the way they phrase things. Like the dialogue makes the two characters come across as very juvenile in the way they're speaking. I feel like the dialogue should have been a bit this definitely needed another draft. But again, we have no time for more drafts for this script.
I do agree that it is a bit weird how Graf goes on about how, I planned this also that you would do it. But it's still your fault and not mine. Like, I'll admit that bit was a bit weird. Like, dude, just take accountability.
If you want to interpret what it's supposed to mean, again, it's Graf, teasing the fact that Faye had that kind of reaction in Lahan, in saying the responsibility is the mean towards the responsibility is a weapon that Graf is using to tease, the action that Faye has caused. Again, what this exactly means, we'll have to figure out later. But anyway, to conclude quickly, again, maybe it's because I'm not native English, but even something as crude as it is this, I didn't really particularly found any particular problem, nor, it was completely ruining the mood for me.
Oh, I understand that, too. You see, I'm not native either. It's just that, like, as someone who read plenty of books on dialogue writing, like, I'm much more demanding because I actually know the basis of how you can write this.
Okay. To be fair, this is PlayStation era scripts, though. It's
into that, Joe. But go on.
It's like with looking at older movies. We just have to accept that some things are like that. Like, honestly, you'll be hard pressed to find a PlayStation script that was stellar. Like even Final Fantasy VII, great story and all, but the script itself
This guy are sick.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like
that's more of a typo than anything.
I feel like scripts only
dying instead of surviving. Then
let me put it like this: stories could be great. It's just that the scripts weren't. They weren't stellar, and that's not to say that there were no good or even great ones. No, there could be some, but it's definitely about that standards were way lower, and I do think that some games do deserve that leniency in that regard, as opposed to just being called, well, dumb stories. Because I do get the feeling that if we were, like, you know, looking at them back when they first released, we probably would have thought, wow, this is the most groundbreaking thing ever.
Standards were lower at the time in terms of these things, Joe, because this is a 90s localization through and through. This is clearly a product of its time.
This is why stuff like Ace Attorney was such a great shock in the Western market when it came out in 2005.
Well, by the time Ace Attorney came out, it was the 2005. By that time, localization, especially Capcom, because
I'm not talking about localizations. I mean, like, game scripts in general. Because, like, I mean, look, even Western games didn't exactly have the most brilliant scripts back then.
It's more so the fact, like, see, here's the thing. Shiroi brought up a specific aspect about the whole race to see who's the fastest from Sonic Riders. See, here's the thing. The problem is that I can definitely see what happened here. Richard, of course, was on the most tightest of deadlines, and was all alone translating this crap. As a result, he had to mostly just translate it literally. He wasn't able to properly think, okay, this doesn't work if I translate it literally. Let me see what I can do in a way that it preserves the message, but at the same time sounds better for an English-speaking audience. He could do that fine, as he's proven in later localizations that he's made after this. The problem is, he's on a tight deadline. He can't afford to think too much about each individual line of dialogue, so he has to translate, and not properly rethink things. This is, that history about the rushing localization and the fact that Rich was doing it on his own, it completely shows in the script, completely.
Even some terms, like I suggested, like I said, it's still important, but Graham specifically mentioned the term Mother God could have also potentially been worded in a different way. But that's all I can say for now. So, for the time being, like I suggested, we'll see for the next part, where we'll see how Faye, Andia, and Doc handles being captured, and maybe, just maybe, we'll meet a character that Druva may be interested in. See ya.
See ya.